Hey, Deputy, I don't have an MIDC attorney. Were they notified we were going to start early?
Can you hear us, Your Honor?
Now I can.
Okay, yes. I called her and left a message on her phone, and then I've tried her again, and I got her voicemail again. I cannot get a hold of her, but hopefully she got my message.
Well, you know what? Here's one thing we can do is we can start with Stacey Hart. We can do Stacey Hart, Brandon Newton, Derek Begay, and Marcus Kendall, right? Because we don't need the MIDC attorney for them. They've already been arraigned.
All right, would you like to start with Stacey Hart?
Sure, let's do that. That way, because I have a limited amount of time, I'm telling you don't get it.
I'm assuming I'm getting up.
Yeah.
You are Stacey Hart?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, Ms. Hart, I am Judge Sterkenburg. This is Michigan versus Stacey Michelle Hart, case number 18-3028-ST. Ma'am, this is an old file and there are a lot of notes here from my predecessor. The state of Michigan alleges that back on June 11th of 2018 in the city of Kentwood, County of Kent, you were operating a vehicle while your driver's license was suspended, revoked, or denied.
Yes.
You were arraigned on that in June of 2018, waived your right to a court-appointed attorney. You've had a couple of failures to appear. See, the last time that you failed to appear was February of 2019. It looks like you had a couple of other outstanding matters. Perhaps you were in the county jail.
Yes, I've been in Mount Pleasant doing probation there. Like I currently just got out probation there, and I just moved back home to Grand Rapids. Like I've been living down here, but my sister recently just got killed in Lansing, so I was up back in Mount Pleasant for her funeral and like doing everything up there with that because I'm one of her closest family members left. So but other than that, I'm back home now though, and I was going through a lot of stuff up there with like different counties and like going to jail and with all that other stuff, but I am back here now. So I mean,
your probation officer undoubtedly would have known that you had a bench warrant out of this court.
right.
So why didn't you come and resist when you got back here?
Well, I didn't come back is the thing. Like I just got back here. Like, I mean.
All right. How did you get?
What?
How did you get picked up?
Well, I actually called the cops because me and my boyfriend were fighting pretty much. And I knew I had that warrant, so I knew I was gonna go to jail anyways, but I was ready to get it over with. So
So where are you living now?
On McReynolds. I've had a house there for like a year and a half.
It's amazing. You didn't call us and tell us, so we don't have that address. What is that address?
Okay, it's 1035 McReynolds, apartment 1, and that's in Grand Rapids, Michigan, 49504.
You have a good phone number?
616-655-0840.
All right. Do you have any other active criminal matters pending in Kent County?
No.
Do you have any other active criminal matters pending at this time?
No.
Then we're going to do
if they got one mail release,
you're not guilty. Way back when. Recall the warrant. I will release you on a $2,000 personal recognizance bond. Set you up to come back and meet with the state prosecutor on June 22nd
Okay.
in the afternoon.
At 3 what?
3 o'clock in the afternoon.
Okay.
And we'll
Thank
get
you.
Notice of that. So you'll have it when you leave the jail. When you are released from the Kent County Jail, you must show up on time for all court appearances. You may not leave the state of Michigan without the court's permission. You may not commit any crimes while out on bond. You have to keep us notified of your address. And no driving unless you have a valid license.
Okay.
That's it. You're all set. We'll see you back.
I read that out too.
Today? When? Saturday?
He got out this morning.
Day?
Hello.
I'm like, what?
I'm sorry, say again. What's your name?
Brandon Newton.
I'm going to need you to scoot back from the microphone when you talk. When you get too close to it, I get feedback and I can't hear you.
Oh, Brandon Newton.
Brandon Newton, got you.
Yes.
But seriously, you don't have to scoot closer to the microphone when you speak. That actually makes it harder for me to hear. All right, Mr. Newton. This is the City of Kentwood versus Brandon Scott Newton, case number 21-50114OT. Mr. Newton, the City of Kentwood alleges that back on February 15th of 2021 in the City of Kentwood, County of Kent, you were operating a vehicle while your driver's license was suspended, revoked, or denied. That is a misdemeanor. It's punishable by up to 93 days in jail. You were arraigned on that back in February. And you were given notice to appear for pretrial conference, and you did not appear. Where have you been?
I've lost my cell phone. I couldn't get a hold of anybody at the time, and pretty much I've just been working. I'm still at the same current address, 158 Center Street on Green Meadows.
So we gave you notice out there at the jail, and we mailed you notice.
I don't think I got any information through my mail.
So you're
I
at
would've
158 Center Street?
Yes, yeah, that's north, not south, north. Everybody gets confused with that address.
It's 158 Center Street North, you said.
Yes, not south.
What is Green Meadows? Is that the name of your complex?
Yes, ma'am. It's right next to Kentwood Trailer Park. It's out there in Kentwood. And the zip code is 49548.
Yeah, so we did send you notice. You should have had this information when you left the jail, but it does appear that we sent notice to.
No, I never even went to jail for that charge, ma'am. I never went to jail for that charge.
You got to let me speak.
Okay.
It does appear that we sent notice to the wrong address. So I will recall the warrant. I will reinstate what I'm certain was originally a personal recognizance bond. Let's take a look. Yeah, we'll set this as a $500 personal recognizance bond. We'll set you up with an appointment to come back and meet with the city attorney. It will be June 23rd at 10:35 in the morning. We will make sure we get you notice sent to the right address. You'll also get it when you leave the jail. If you don't get it, the hearing's still going to happen. So just call us and we'll let you know exactly when you need to be here. Or you can call us and give us your email address and we can send it to you via email as well. In the
I should be
meantime,
out of here.
go ahead.
I should be out of here on the 24th on probation.
Are you
Just
serving?
let you know, I can make it to my appointment. I can make it. I should be able to make it. I should be out of here on the 24th on probation. So when I get out, I'll be sure to go to that appointment. 500
Who are you
bucks.
on probation with?
Hopefully here in a little bit, Kent County. I'm not set up yet. I won't find out nothing till 24th. I'm in here on that Corey Holmes case. I believe you took my case or arraigned me one time on the Corey Holmes. Felonious assault.
Give me just a moment. Do you know what he's talking about? We'll try to figure that out because I don't have any information about another case at this time. So
Okay.
it's not our case. I think I think you're thinking of a different judge, perhaps a different deputy. Do you know if he's going to see another judge today?
Not today.
No, he's not scheduled for anything today, Your Honor.
What else does he have pending?
It's the
Just,
24th.
one case,
On the 24th.
which he's been remanded for out of 17th Circuit Court.
Okay. All right. So, instead then, since you're going to be there, we will not make this a personal recognizance bond. We'll set it at $200 cash. That way, as long as you are there, you're earning credit towards any eventual sentence. We'll see you back here on June 23rd. You're all set.
Okay. Thank you. Glad we got time, right? Good. That's even better, man. That's twice better.
Who would you like next, Your Honor?
Do you have Derek Begay or? Oh, hold on. No, those are not. Those are. I would like Alita Bryant. I would like my MIDC attorney.
I'll give her a call again right now, Your Honor, see if I can get a hold.
We've been trying to reach her as well. We've sent emails and phone. So.
Hey, push come to shove, I don't need it. I got driving, so I see what they doing. I don't need no.
What about William Stewart?
Send me that phone.
You call my attorney? Yeah. I see you calling another attorney.
What did I say?
You William Stewart?
Yes.
I have a hired one.
All right, the court is calling the case of the state of Michigan versus William Liddell Stewart, case number 21-30040 SM. Mr. Stewart, the state of Michigan alleges that on or around January 20th, in the city of Kentwood, County of Kent, you committed the offense of domestic violence, and having previously been convicted of that offense, it is a misdemeanor punishable by up to 1 year in the county jail and a fine of $1,000. It is also alleged at the same date and time, you committed the offense of malicious destruction of personal property, valued at over $200, but less than $1,000. That is a misdemeanor punishable by up to 1 year in jail and a fine of $1,000. You were arraigned on this looks like back in January.
I thought all this was dismissed. I keep coming to court for something that's dismissed. I don't know what's going on.
Well, let's see if we can figure it out because I arraigned you. I set a number of conditions.
I
You
came to
had
court and everything.
a case in 17th Circuit. I knew that. Let's see. You bonded out. You were given an appearance date of May 11th. You came to that. But I think you came because you were in jail. And a probable cause conference was conducted. It says you have
No, I had home invasion
You
and
have-
some more other charges.
home invasion third out of the circuit court. I think what was happening is a package deal was being contemplated. I appointed you an attorney in this case because it wasn't resolved yet.
Wasn't resolved yet?
No, because they were thinking about, contemplating some kind of global resolution for you to incorporate the open cases that you had. And so you're here, you have a next court date here scheduled for June 15th,
15th, yes, and one.
right? But
Yes.
it is alleged that you violated the conditions of your bond in my court. You have other bond conditions in other courts. But when I set your bond, I said, no contact with Shabria Scott. I said, all other felony bond conditions you must abide by. So there is a conditional bond violation alleged in that give me a minute to read this.
Crazy.
It is alleged that you were in a vehicle, which you were in a vehicle driving and had the alleged victim in this matter, Miss Shabria Scott, in the vehicle with you. So that is the allegation. You have an attorney, so I can't assist you. There's nothing we can do today without your attorney present. So are you also scheduled to see a Kent County judge, Mr. Stewart?
No.
What's the status of your case in 17th Circuit, that home invasion?
That was all dismissed. I was in front of you, you dismissed it. Yes, I was with, my attorney was, Barb, what was it? Brett?
Brett
You
Stevens?
dismissed it. Yes, you dismissed it. The home invasion and the other charges.
All right. Let me have my clerk pull that. Was it because of failure to, the victim didn't appear? Okay, the felony. May 10th.
And all,
I did apparently dismiss that case because you were scheduled for a preliminary examination and the victim didn't appear. This
yes.
is a different case. This is,
But they put all them charges together when they came with the plea, and I pleaded not guilty. I didn't want to take that plea. All them cases was in there with it.
yeah, no, well, and you pled not guilty to any of them. What was
Yes.
dismissed were the felony charges that was here before me for preliminary examination because the prosecution could not proceed on those because there was no victim present. But these, and it's coming back to me now, it's not written in this.
It's the same victim though. Excuse me, it was the same.
It may have been the same victim, but it wasn't the same case. So here's what we're gonna do. Because I don't have your attorney here, I don't have a record of Mr. Stewart failing to appear on anything, do you?
No, I made it to all my courts.
At one for Beach Road out there at booth one.
Well, and he did. set it for June 15th. You must.
I'm just reading the notes from our registrar.
Okay.
Received a call, was asked to appear.
After we do any available rover, I have one B pro when you're available. Okay. Rover, H2P.
All right, well, we've got to get this figured out, Mr. Stewart. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set this for a contested hearing on the bond violation so that you can appear with your attorney and have counsel on how to proceed. We'll set that for June 15th at 1:35 in the afternoon. I am willing to give you the benefit of the doubt, Mr. Stewart, and so I will set this as a $2,000 personal recognizance bond. I'm certain you will show up and we will get this matter resolved.
Okay, thank you.
You do have an attorney on this. You have
Yes.
Mr. Kurt Oberholzer from the Kent County Office of the Defender, and you have information on how to contact him. We'll make sure you get it out to you as well. When you are released, you must show up on time for all court appearances. You may not leave the state of Michigan without the court's permission. You must keep us notified of your address. You may not commit any crimes while out on bond, and I am imposing, and you need to understand this, I am imposing a no contact order. It was always in place with Miss Shabria Scott. So until this is figured out, no contact with her.
Okay.
Who lives at 1114 College Avenue?
Frankie Stewart?
Is that where you live?
Yes.
All right. Does Miss Scott live somewhere else?
Yeah, she stays on 60th in Kalamazoo.
All right, we'll see you back here next week.
All right, thank you.
All right, my baby, I'll get with you in a minute. Mr. Bragg.
All right, Letty Perez is in my.
Yeah.
Nobody book can make the math.
No, we're just-
Oh, that's for me.
Miss Perez, I thought either Alita Bryant or Mike Anderson were going to be joining me this afternoon. You're neither one of those people.
I think that I'm not sure either because Mike asked me and then I said that I was going to be here. So I'm not sure. I'm here though. So
Well, you're here. That's great. Did you speak to defendants?
I spoke to all of them this morning.
Okay, well then it works for me. Deputy, do you have Mr. Ward there?
Yes, Your Honor, here he is.
Can I slide real quick?
The court is calling the case of the state of Michigan versus Ricky Allen Ward II, case number 21-60034FY. You are Ricky Ward out of the jail?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, and Attorney Leticia Perez appears with you for the limited scope of assisting you in this arraignment. You are here because this court previously placed you on probation after your conviction by plea to the offense of use of methamphetamine.
Correct. I didn't hear a word of the last probably 12 seconds.
I know. I don't know what that noise is. It comes from the jail sometimes.
That was the toilet. That was someone using the bathroom next door. Sorry.
All right. Well, what I said was you were previously convicted in this court of the offense of use of methamphetamine. I placed you on probation, and it is alleged that you have violated your probation in a number of ways. Did you receive a copy of the petition with the allegations on it?
I did receive something in the mail, yes.
All right. Well, in brief, it alleges that you violated your probation by failing to report, by failing to attend 12-step meetings directed, and by failing to abstain from the use of illegal drugs.
While being on probation, my probation officer wanted me to come from my place to there 3 times a week and drop for her, as well as do 3 NA classes a week, as well as attend a 12-step program that I did not have insurance for at the
People
time.
can hear me, right? I'm speaking.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear.
Ms. Perez, perhaps he should not be divulging all of this information.
Mr. Ward, don't mention any of those things. Just let the judge speak right now. Just answer the question and don't say anything else.
Got
All
it.
right. Mr. Ward, those are the allegations. Conviction upon any or all of those allegations can result in your probation and sentencing up to the maximum allowed under the law, which in this case is up to 1 year in the county jail.
Okay.
You have the right to have an attorney defend these allegations for you, and you have the right to a contested hearing. At a contested hearing, the burden is preponderance of evidence. That means that the probation officer must make a better case than you that you violated your probation in these ways. Are you asking the court to appoint an attorney to represent you on these allegations at a contested hearing?
I'm assuming yes. I don't exactly feel it was correct or that what was required.
All right. Then I will appoint the Kent County Office of the Defender to represent you at a contested hearing on these allegations. I have 1563 Turner Avenue Northwest as your address. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am. Same phone number, same email address from before as well.
Phone number 717-213.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so we will schedule you for a contested hearing on these allegations. It will be June 10th at 1:30 in the afternoon. We'll say not guilty to all of the allegations at this time. And I have to address the matter of bond conditions in the meantime. So that's just 3 days away. It's this Thursday. Are you facing a new charge out of the 63rd District Court?
Yes, I am. Which is set for, I think, the 24th.
So you've already seen a judge on that?
Yeah, this morning. They let me go on a personal recognizance depending on what you guys were deciding. That one's already.
One of the judges at the 63rd District Court gave you a personal recognizance bond on a, what was it? A new use of analog.
I have an abscess on my armpit that is incredibly painful that I didn't have. That's part of the reason why I missed my probation violation appointment.
All right, well, you're off.
Oh, I'm
I'll
sorry.
let Ms. Perez argue on behalf of the bond conditions. Please go ahead, Ms. Perez.
Thank you, Judge. Well, he did state, so he does have this medical condition. He has an abscess in his armpit and he's currently not on any antibiotics. I didn't meet with him personally, but he says it has a very foul smell, so I'm kind of concerned. And he sent a couple kites. I would ask for a PR bond just so that he can go and get the medication that he needs, so that it doesn't get serious. I did confirm he did have court this morning at 63rd District Court, and they did give him a PR bond.
All right. So you're going to, what is your plan then, Mr. Ward? You're gonna leave and go to urgent care?
Well, initially I went to Spectrum, and then from Spectrum a week later I ended up in Mercy Health. I'm gonna end up going back to Mercy Health to see if they can give me either A, look at it again and either drain it again, or look at it again and give me antibiotics. But either way, I definitely need someone to look at it, as it is incredibly uncomfortable to lay on, as well as it is incredibly uncomfortable just in general. And it definitely smells like an infection. I can't hear you.
And it's been a persistent problem for you. You've already been
Yeah, for about the last 2.5 weeks, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. The 26th, I went the first time, and then, yeah.
All right. Well, I want you to get it treated. I will set this as a $2,000 personal recognizance bond, but you have to be here Thursday afternoon
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
at 1:30, because if you don't appear and we have this type of conversation again in this setting, I will not hesitate to let you sit, but I want you.
Understood.
And I will see you back here for a contested hearing on June 10th. In the meantime, you are not to leave the state of Michigan without the court's permission. You are to show up on time for all court appearances. You may not leave the state without the court's permission. You may not commit any crimes. And I want you to report by calling Ms. Kapersky, your probation officer, within the first business day after your release.
Okay. Yes, ma'am.
All right, you're all set to go. We'll see you back here on Thursday afternoon.
Thank you.
Yep, good luck.
Out the door, Mr.
All right, what is your name, sir?
Terrence Bragg.
All right, Mr. Bragg, I'm Judge Sterkenburg. This is the State of Michigan versus Terrence Bragg's case number 21-30201SD. Mr. Bragg, the State of Michigan alleges that on or around June 4th of this year in the city of Kentwood, County of Kent, you committed the offense of operating while intoxicated. That having previously been convicted of this offense, it is a second offense, which makes it a misdemeanor punishable by between $200 and $1,000 and a minimum of 5 days in jail, up to 1 year in jail, community service, rehabilitative programming, and of course, collateral consequences like secretary penalties. It is additionally alleged that at the same date and time you committed the offense of operating a vehicle with your driver's license suspended, revoked, or denied, and this is charged as a second offense notice, which makes it a misdemeanor punishable by up to 1 year in jail and a fine of up to $1,000. Do you understand the charges and the maximum penalties?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, and did you have an opportunity to speak with Ms. Perez regarding your rights?
Yes.
All right, do you understand your rights?
Yes, ma'am.
One of your rights is the right to an attorney. If you cannot afford an attorney, the court might appoint one at public expense, though you would have to repay some fraction of that upon conviction. Are you asking the court to appoint an attorney to represent you on this matter?
Yes.
All right. Well, to determine if you qualify, I have to ask you a few questions. So I will start with, are you currently receiving any state benefits such as Section 8, Medicaid, or food assistance?
No, ma'am.
Are you employed?
Yes, ma'am.
Tell me about that. Is it full-time, part-time? What's your hourly wage?
Full-time, 17 an hour. I do have a question though. Wait, I'm waiting for my attorney, I think, because I just spoke to her about it. because I've never been convicted of OWI in my life. So that second offense thing kind of getting to me. Never have I ever been convicted. I had it dismissed.
Okay, well, let's determine if you qualify for a appointed attorney, because Ms. Perez is here only to assist you for arraignment purposes. So how many people are in your family, sir?
3.
3 that live with you?
Oh, no, 2.
How many people do you support?
3.
Including yourself?
Including myself, 4.
Does anyone else in your home work?
No, ma'am.
Well, unfortunately, I cannot make a determination that you are indigent based on the information that you have provided, so I cannot appoint an attorney to represent you at public expense. You may seek private counsel, you may retain an attorney on your own, or if you so choose, you can come to the court and fill out a financial affidavit, and I will review this decision. As to your question about having previously been convicted, I can tell you that this information, the affidavit of probable cause, indicates that you have one prior OWI conviction out of the 61st District Court on December 21st of 2018.
Oh, okay. Maybe it was that far. Okay. Well, I apologize if it's that far. Okay. Well, my apologies. I don't remember that far back.
Okay. All right.
My
So
apologies.
that's fine. As to the offense of operating while intoxicated, second offense, how do you plead?
Not guilty.
And as to the offense of driving with your license suspended, revoked, or denied, how do you plead?
Not guilty.
All right. The court will enter a not guilty plea for you on each of these. We'll set you up with a pretrial conference. You'll come back. You'll meet with the state prosecutor on June 22nd at 2:45 in the afternoon. We'll send that information to you out at the jail so you have it before you leave. The last thing the court has to address is the matter of bail. Bail is set based on a number of factors, including risk of flight, risk to public safety, your prior criminal record, if any, including any failures to appear, and the severity of the offense. Ms. Perez, I'd be pleased to hear your comments as they relate to bond.
Thank you, Judge. Well, as Mr. Bragg says, that he does have this pending court case that he hasn't missed any court dates. And I think that he should get a PR bond. I know there might be a hold, but Mr. Bragg has been in communication, and there will be no hold once a bond is established in this case.
And I got to go to work.
And he does have a job, Judge, that he, Spartan Nash, I believe, right? Is it?
Black Builders LLC, through Tradesman International.
Tradesman International, I'm sorry, Judge. So he does have a job that he needs to go to, and he doesn't want to risk losing that job.
Well, tell me about this hold. What's that about? Are you on probation or parole, Mr. Braggs?
Yes, I'm on parole, but I talked to my PO. She said if I can get out of here in time to go for work, then she'll lift the hold since I stay out the trouble pretty much.
All right, anything else, Ms. Perez?
Oh, Your Honor, thank you.
Mr. Braggs, anything else that you would like me to take into consideration before I set conditions of your bond?
No, ma'am.
I'm setting a full bail amount at $5,000. Bond is 10%. I do have concerns about public safety. I have noted that you have a prior felony record, multiple felony convictions. This is a dangerous offense, operating a vehicle while intoxicated. If you are released from the Kent County Jail, you must show up on time for all court appearances. You may not leave the state of Michigan without the court's permission. You may not commit any crimes while out on bond. Keep us notified of your address. Is that 1258 Dunham Street Southeast?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. So how often do you meet with your parole agent?
Twice a month, sometimes 3 times a month.
Are you doing drug drops for that person?
Yes, ma'am.
Drug and alcohol drops? Okay. Then I'm not going
Yes,
to
ma'am.
require you to jump through extra hoops, but I will say not to possess or purchase any firearms or ammunition or dangerous weapons. You shouldn't be doing that anyway. You're not to consume or possess any alcohol, marijuana, or drugs unless prescribed by a physician. No driving unless you have a valid license. And we will see you back here on June 22nd at 2:45 in the afternoon. You're all
So
set.
did you
Thank
just, my bond was 400. Did you just raise it? It was 200 or 200. Now it's not like you raised it 100.
I actually raised it 300.
Wow. Fuck Kenwood. Bullshit.
Just pissed her off for me. Hello, Your Honor.
Hi, what's your name?
My name is Erica Chavez.
All right, Ms. Chavez.
Your Honor,
Yes.
Ms. Chavez, when I went to speak with her, she says she has Mr. Nunzio as retained attorney.
On this matter or on another matter?
On another matter, but I'm trying to hire him for this matter too.
Okay. All right. Did she allow you then to at least advise her of the arraignment process, or you didn't have any conversation with her?
No, because I understood it as he was retained on this matter. She just wanted me to call him for him to be here.
Okay. Well, here's what we'll do. I
have to
will go
agree.
ahead.
I have to.
Go run
I'm
down
sorry,
on
ma'am.
this. No, it's fine. This is the state of Michigan versus Erica Chavez, case number 21-60147 FD. Ma'am, the state of Michigan alleges that on or around June 5th of this year in the city of Kentwood, County of Kent, you operated a vehicle while intoxicated, and that having previously been convicted of this offense at least twice, it is a felony punishable by between $500 and $5,000, between 1 and 5 years in custody, and rehabilitative programming, fines, costs, and collateral consequences like Secretary of State penalties.
I understand, Your Honor. I was not under the influence. I was on.
Today's not a day to tell me what did or didn't happen.
Okay.
Right. All right. Mr. Nunzio would tell you the same thing, as would Ms. Perez. So
That's fine.
you understand the charge and the maximum potential penalty, correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. And you didn't speak with Ms. Perez regarding your rights, so I will briefly go through them with you. You do have the right to plead guilty, to plead not guilty, or to stand mute. If you stand mute, plea of not guilty will be entered for you. You have the right to the assistance of an attorney. If you cannot afford an attorney, one might be appointed for you at public expense, though you may have to repay some fraction of that. You are represented by Mr. Nunzio on another matter, but you're trying to retain him on this as well, correct?
Yes, I am. And I do have.
He is not court appointed. You paid for his services on the other case, right?
That's right. And I paid in full, and I haven't been able to call. I asked the deputies here if I can get his phone number. They gave me a number that didn't sound right, and I called and he didn't answer. However, I do have the funds to hire him. But like when they took me, they left my purse and all my belongings in a car that I don't even know who it belonged to. And like, basically I've been robbed out of all my belongings, and I had like over $1,500 in my wallet. However, this is what I was able. Okay.
I'm gonna send some paperwork down to court services to see if you qualify for a court appointed attorney. if nothing else, they can assist you in getting in touch with Mr. Nunzio. So if you then retain him on this case, they can just substitute in, all right? But this is a stopgap measure to protect your interests and your rights.
Okay.
You have the right to have a trial on this matter. At trial, you have the right to compel witnesses to come to court and testify on your behalf. You have the right to cross-examine, that is to see, hear, and question all witnesses brought against you. You have the right to testify on your own behalf or to remain silent without that silence being used against you, and you have the right to be presumed innocent unless proven guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. Most importantly for you today, Ms. Chavez, you have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you in a court of law. That's why Ms. Perez and I have both spoke up a couple of times to cut you off, because we intend to be rude, but because that is a right we want to make sure is protected for you. I do have a court services report here, and because, again, you have indicated you have counsel, we'll enter a not guilty plea for you today.
Okay.
That way you'll have an opportunity to get in touch with Mr. Nunzio or court-appointed counsel. The court services report that I have, Ms. Perez, indicates that she is not eligible for a personal recognizance bond because she is out on bond on a number of different cases, has a lengthy prior criminal record as well. And since you didn't speak to her, I doubt there's anything that you could argue on her behalf. This says you're not employed, Ms. Chavez. Is that true?
Yeah, I'm not employed because I take care of my 1.5-year-old every day. I have my 1.5-year-old all day, every day. His grandfather just died, so I do not have a backup babysitter right now. He literally just died of COVID. Me and my son just had COVID also, and we just got over that. But I do not have any care for him. I do have, however, counseling once every week and once every month with Arbor Circle for outpatient care. And I have tried to do the inpatient care for Network 180, but they like always say they're going to call me back and they never do. You know, like I have as far as gone to getting medication from my doctor because my anxiety and my depression has been very bad lately. I just got out of a 10-year relationship with my baby's father and things just went downhill from there. I am trying to juggle like my new life and my son, and it's been very, very hard. So again, I wasn't under any bad influence when I was, driving. If anything, I was on what was given to me, and I wasn't even doing nothing. But
okay, let me ask you this: where is your baby right now?
My baby's with his baby's father, with his dad. Okay, it was the weekend. It was my baby's father weekend, so he was with him for the weekend. And now my baby's father goes to work at 1:30 today, and I don't even know where my baby's about to be or who he's gonna go with. My mom works full time, and his mom doesn't have like the physical, like she's not physically, like, and not only that, I am out on bonds, and like, I would show up to all courts. I do have a hired attorney.
Deputy, is she scheduled to see the 17th Circuit Court coming up?
Nothing in our system, Your Honor. That doesn't necessarily mean that she isn't, but it's not in our system.
I have court June 22nd at 1:30 p.m.
You have a bond out of the 17th Circuit Court for a felonious assault. You have a...
No, that has been dismissed. The felonious assault has been dismissed, and I don't have that on my record.
Well, this indicates that you are out on bond for a felonious assault for an OWI third for possession of analogs, all alleged. Of course, if you are on bond, you are innocent unless proven guilty. And I have a 2-page criminal record here.
That was from like 5 years ago. I haven't gotten in any trouble at all.
2017, larceny in a building. 2019, DWLS, lying to PO. DWLS, OWI second. 21, felony assault. 21, OWI third. 21.
Yeah, my last one was what, 19?
So I cannot release you on a personal recognizance bond, ma'am, because you are not
eligible.
Can you
lower my bond then? please, I need to get home to my kid, and I have to pay my rent too. You know, there's a lot of things that I left undid, and especially not saying bye to my baby. If you could just lower my bond.
I don't believe I set an interim bond in this matter.
I don't know what that means.
You asked me to lower it, but I don't think I've set one yet. Sometimes over the weekend, you get an interim bond and then I review it, but I don't think I set one because of when this happened and the knowledge that I would see you here today. Ma'am, I appreciate how difficult it is to be away from your child and the anxiety and the depression that you are struggling with right now. I absolutely do. But the affidavit of probable cause in this matter alleges that.
Ma'am, can I say something?
This is what it, no, not now.
Okay.
Alleges that you struck another vehicle, were slumped over the steering wheel, had a can of Whip It on your lap, and were so impaired that you were unable to complete the field sobriety tests. That is the allegation that is in the affidavit of probable cause. I have extreme concerns for public safety in this matter. And
Your Honor, I don't.
The public, but for that baby.
Yeah, Your Honor, I don't have a vehicle. I don't even know why my friend even let me borrow her car. We were supposed to go together, and then she backed out last minute, and she was just going to give me a ride to go pick up my ring. And that was literally it. And then I don't even know why I got me.
Today's not the day. Today's not the day. I can only go with the allegations that are here. They are severe, and I am quite concerned. So I am going to set full bail at $50,000, giving you a 10% bond. You may not leave the state of Michigan without the court's permission. You must keep us notified of your address. You may not commit any crimes while out on bond. You have to show up on time for all appearances. I've scheduled you for a probable cause conference. It will be June 21st at 1:45 in the afternoon. There will be a preliminary examination June 28th at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. The purpose of those hearings is for the state to prove that there's probable cause to believe that the crimes charged were committed and probable cause to prove the individual who committed them. You are not to purchase firearms or ammunition or dangerous weapons. You are not to be on the premises of Woodland Mall. You are not to consume or possess any alcohol or marijuana or drugs unless prescribed by a Assume you're reporting to court services already for at least one of these other cases. Are you reporting to court services?
Yes, I am. I report to him. He calls me. I go down to the courthouse.
All right, you are to take all medications as prescribed. You are to continue counseling. You are to continue reporting to court services and all other conditions of the other bonds that you have.
So you couldn't lower my $50,000 bond?
I just said it. I will revisit it at the time of your probable cause conference. That's it. We're all set, ma'am.
Thank you.
You have Ms. Mankel there?
Yes.
You are Isla Mankel?
Yes. Yes, Your Honor.
All right. I'm Judge Sterkenburg. This is the state of Michigan versus Isla Mankel, case number 20-60009FY. The state of Michigan alleges that on or around December 18th of the year 2019 in the city of Kentwood, county of Kent, you committed the offense of retail fraud first degree in that you attempted to take property valued at between $200 and but less than $1,000. However, you have a prior conviction, which makes this a felony punishable by up to 5 years in the Department of Corrections and a fine of up to $10,000. Do you understand the charge and the maximum penalty?
Yes, I do, Your Honor.
You said yes?
Yes, sorry, I'm not feeling very well.
Okay. Did you have an opportunity to speak with Ms. Perez regarding your rights?
Yes, I have.
Do you understand your rights?
Yes.
One of your rights is the right to an attorney. If you cannot afford an attorney, one appointed public, although you may have to repay some fraction of that representation. Are you asking the court to appoint an attorney to represent you on this matter?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, I'll send some paperwork down to court services for them to make a determination as to whether or not you qualify, and if so, whom to appoint. We'll say not guilty on this because we don't want you to proceed without the benefit of counsel. The last thing the court must address is the matter of bail. Bail is set based on a number of different factors, including risk of flight, risk to public safety, your prior criminal record, if any, including failures to appear, and the severity of the offense. Ms. Perez, I'd be pleased to hear your comments.
As you can tell, Ms. Henkel is very much pregnant.
I can tell.
Yeah, very much pregnant, more uncomfortable than she was this morning. Addressing this flight, Judge, Ms. Henkel is in a very high-risk pregnancy. She stays with her brother. Her brother is very supportive of her, has helped her basically kind of get her life in order. She's telling me she's getting everything together. She's clean right now. I don't think that she is going to risk anything. If she was to get a bond and is able to get out, she's not going to risk getting locked up, being as pregnant as she is in a high-risk pregnancy. She does stay in Kent County and she has several ties here. She's not working, Judge, mainly due to her pregnancy. In regards to the charge itself, I think that if the court was to impose any conditions that kept Ms. Henkel at home, then there is no risk of her to be reoffending at this time. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Perez. Is there anything that you would like me to consider, Ms. Mankel, that Ms. Perez has not already informed the court of?
No.
Right.
No, Your Honor.
I did set an interim bond in this matter. It was $20,000, 10%. I see the condition that you are in, and I recognize this is a non-violent allegation. It's also rather dated, and I don't see that there was any criminal activity alleged between the date of this and now. And so I am comfortable reducing your bond to one of personal recognizance. So I will change it from a 10% to personal recognizance. We'll set you up with a probable cause conference. It will be scheduled June 21st at 1:30 in the afternoon. The second will be a preliminary examination. It will be scheduled for June 28th at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. The purpose of these hearings is for the state to prove that there's probable cause to believe that the crimes charged were committed and probable cause to believe that you are the individual who committed them. In the meantime, you are not to possess or purchase any firearms or ammunition or dangerous weapons. You are not to be on the premises of Woodland Mall. There is a co-defendant named here of Linda Marie Mankel, and so
We do not talk.
I'm going to
It is my mother.
I'm going to place a restriction on here that you are to have no contact with Linda Mankel
Okay.
in person, in writing, by telephone, by text, by social media, by email, or by a third person. You are not to consume any alcohol or marijuana or drugs unless prescribed by a physician. You are not to misuse prescription drugs or be in the presence of anyone using illegal drugs. I'm not going to impose any additional conditions on you, ma'am. I want to see you back here on June 21st.
All right. What?
When are you due? What is
3 weeks. 3 weeks.
You're due in 3 days from now?
3 weeks.
3 weeks.
The 20,
This probable cause conference date. All right.
Yes.
Here's what I need you to do. Here's what I need you to understand. I am not imposing any additional conditions on you except to follow your doctor's orders. And if you go into labor prematurely, or you are hospitalized, you must contact your attorney. Keep that person notified so that the court can be notified. I recognize you cannot control when that baby decides to come. It doesn't matter what day that baby decides to come, this will still be here.
Yes, Your Honor, I understand.
All right, I wish you the best. You're all set for today. You may go.
Thank you.
That's all I have, Your Honor.
All right, well, that was plenty. Thank you.
You're welcome. Have a good day.
You too. Thank you, Ms. Perez.
Okay, thank you. Have a good day.